Maybe I feel like you're not reaching your full potential in Counter-Strike, no matter how hard you practice, but there's one mistake that players make at every rank, and it could be holding you back. My name is MesamiDuck, and I'm an ex-professional in-game leader and content creator for Hound, and today I'm going to review these key mistakes and give you the tips and tricks you need to become a true Counter-Strike professional. Let's hop right into it. Let's start with Silver. One of the most common mistakes I see Silver players make is poor crosshair placement. It's not at head level, it's constantly at the ground, or I'm not swinging angles when I need to clear them, or I'm aiming at the body or the waist. It's not good. It's always headshot level with the AK at least. And even with the M4, you want to aim for the head. That's how to get your clean kills, quick kills, but also multi-kills. So in this example, in this clip, this player is going to be like coming alt mid and to come in halls. And the Silver player, I might just like lazy clear all these angles and like shift peek and like walk, like even aim at the ground, like not even clearing this, or like, oh, I know I want to go mid, but I'm not even going to clear like boiler here, and I'm just unaware of this angle. It's just not how you clear it. And even coming on this way as well, there's a lot of these angles where I'm just like not clearing that. I won't even have a fair chance if I'm aiming at the ground. I flick and I'm just shooting thighs. Like, it's not going to be good. It's not convincing to win these fights. So a real good player, how they might clear these halls is like they will clear these angles, like juggle a couple times, wide swing, head level. And then of course, like we check for these setups. Dude, that was a like pretty fair chance, and then maybe I juggle for this, I swing, I don't see anything, maybe a wide swing. Oh, I see an opper there. I'm not sure why his teammate wasn't with him, but you know, it's all these scenarios. You always want to give yourself a super fair fight coming out of these angles, and it's also good to know where choke points are. Coming out this door, I need to clear left and right angles. I'm gonna need some utility to come out here, that's for sure. That's also a mistake. So just make sure that you're aware that always clear head level, no matter what. No matter what. And then at some point, it might seem taxing to do it constantly, but at some point it'll be muscle memory. It'll be something like breathing. You'll never forget it. Moving on to Gold Nova, one mistake I see a lot of players make is not knowing when to rotate. Very commonly on Inferno, you're either second B anchor or your arch player, depending what the start of the round looks like. You can drop your nades here, or like you help your teammates flashing B, and you need to rotate back towards A at this point. You need to help out arch. A side is weak. You have 3 players B starting, and you only have 2 A players, but there's way too many choke points for the CTs to hold just as 2, so you need to rotate in. Let's say they're doing an arch take, they realize you guys have full banana, and you have 3 towards B, they'll smoke arch off, which isolates like one of their players, oh sorry, they'll smoke lane off, and then they'll come towards arch. Arch is super weak right now, because then we'll have our 2 players, most likely like halls player and site player. There's no dedicated arch player or the upper, like you would be that player, and you're towards arch, towards B right now. When they're rotating, you could have some rotate flashes like this, and then that will help your opper or rotator on moto help take this fight. Flash will pop, you'll swing, and same thing with the pit player. So like if arch is getting exposed and I'm on balcony here, that's a mistake. I'm just completely exposed to this angle. Like he'll drop, and a good protocol is to just like get a good flash going like this behind your teammate. So when they are arch, you have these rotate flashes that are just so good to help defending this part of the map. And just in general, like when you're rotating back towards A, and they're like coming rushing arch, like now you have a crossfire in arch. Because now I can hold arch just like this until it's smoked off. And then my teammate here will peek off my contact. And once you have contact CT, I'll swing. And now you're in a very good setup. So rotating is very important. You need to always be aware. But be careful, it's also a double-edged sword. It could hurt you sometimes. If the T side is very good at conditioning or throwing fakes, it could hurt you in the end. So of course be careful. At the Master Guardian level, one of the biggest mistakes I see players make when I help them is effective banana control, or just utility in general. Taking banana control is very calculated, and it could be very simple. So it's pretty much a game of who throws their molly second. Because of course T side will throw their car molly, and then the CTs, like they'll come in like molly second, and then now you can see that the CTs have the advantage because your molly, their molly will fade first, and then now you can peek with the safety without the T's being close. So the biggest mistake I see players make for banana control is, of course, typical banana control is a deep smoke, right? A deep molly and a close molly, and you flash and you just take your control. This is effective utility, but this is important where you don't want to molly first and like smoke second, because now like your smoke screws up the entire play. Now when you come and fight and peek into this, you could have the deep angles you're not aware of, your flashes, There's a lot of these lines that you're not aware of, and also the smoke just creates chaos, which I, of course, am on the side of order when it comes to chaos and Counter-Strike. This is pretty bad, so this is not great. So of course, when you're throwing your utility, make sure you watch back your games, make sure they're effective and they're good. The smoke comes first, then the molly. So now it will never mess up, and now you have proper utility. Moving on to Legendary Eagle, one mistake I see a lot of players make is not communicating effectively with their team. So let's say you're against Glocks this round on the CT side, and your team has full banana control. They decide to molly deep, molly close, and they have full banana. There's no one here, and it's empty. So now what this person should call is like, hey, banana's full clear, watch your halls pop this round, or watch your brackets pop, something like this. That's the only threat this round. The Glocks can only go through mid or through halls. So if they have to go B, they have to go through banana. Banana's not a bomb site, so we're fine. So now, this is the biggest threat, and coming through mid with Glocks is pretty bad because you're in like complete crossfires, but it's close range with pistols, which is very lethal on the T side. So that's why a halls pop is very common on this like strat. So that's why on these rounds specifically, you need to communicate to your team that like, hey, their money's really bad, we need to anti-halls pop or be super aware of it. Like you'll see this all the time where uppers will start arch, and then banana's clear and they're like, oh, watch for the halls pop. And he'll come rotate towards Moto, and like he'll be ready for this. He can support his team, he can create like all these crossfires, and it's also just like a mistake in positioning as well. Let's say like you're ready for the halls pop, you'll molly, right? And then like you start to fall back, and then you smoke. And now it's about a minute 30 in the round, minute 20, but like you're close range with pistols. This could be pretty bad, or it could be very chaotic. Especially on the balcony, this could be kind of rough. You're close range with pistols with a rifle. You don't really want to do this. So your team would communicate like, hey, banana's full clear, watch your hall spot. Maybe you reposition into a deeper angle. You can play anti-flash here. The flash can pop, and then now like you're super far range with all these like angles with these rifles. It's really good duels. And you're at a nice headshot angle, and the players coming out with like Glocks, like this is just really hard to like win this fight. You can see I'm just exposed to all these angles here. It's really bad. So distance is key on these rounds, but also communication. Be aware of what your opponent is capable of and what's the biggest threat. Finally, at the global elite level, one of the biggest mistakes I see players make is becoming too predictable. It happens all the time in Mirage. You'll see mid players just swing mid, and it seems like they're just trolling, but they're just constantly swinging mid. But if you don't actively punish this, then they can do this as much as they want and gain all the reward from it with no risk. So you should be able to spot this out like, hey, they're constantly running all middle, and I need like a flash, I need something. So you can ask your A anchor that can play triple, and he'll flash over connector for you so you can swing through the mid smoke and get a free valley kill for free. It's a very good, easy, simple play. It is a super low risk for a super high reward of getting that man advantage. What it could look like is like, I'm in connector, and connecting is smiling, I'm like, okay, can you flash for me? And then like pop, and then now look, he's full blind, and now I have standard protocols, good kills, good opening kills, super low risk. And after this kill, I can piece right out in connector, and now I can play the round 5v4. Very good. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to Hound for more Counter-Strike content. I'm MesamiDuck. Thanks for watching.